Divine greetings, it's your boy Jamaican Tupac. Welcome to another episode of Red Pills for the Matrix, where we use the gift of logic and the power of faith to encourage critical thinking and inspiring feelings. Now, in this episode, we'll be focusing on numbers, and I call this episode the etymology of numerology because etymology refers to the meaning, the root. The root meanings, how did this develop, while numerology refers to numbers, Now, what are numbers? For most of us, numbers represent quantity. That's what we were taught. And if we go a little bit further as to refer to things like decimals, fractions, percentages, then we think about quantity of quantity. You get me? The part of a whole. For some of us, numbers represent a mean of contact. When a person says number, they're talking about your digits. For some of us, numbers represent wealth or performance. Hence the phrase numbers don't lie. Right? But what if I told you that numbers could represent something much greater? What if I told you that numbers represents a process? For instance, when we look at the story of creation, then we are led to think about the fact that the Most High, Yahweh, I like using Yahweh because the meaning of Yahweh is he or she or that being that brought everything into existence. And I said he or she because God exists outside of space, outside of the physical realms. I'm not even sure if we should sexualize God as to say if it's a he, she, or even it. Remember that Genesis told you that in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. So the beginning would refer to a location in time, the beginning of time. So in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So in the beginning of time, He created the heaven and the earth, which was space. So that would mean that the Most High exists outside of time and space. So how can we sexualize such a being, which is so limitless? Now, creation tells us that the Most High took 7 days to create the earth and the heavens, the universe, basically. Now, a God of limitless power and infinite grace and, just being omnipresent, omnipotent and all powerful. He could have done this in 1 day, could he not? Yet he chose to do it in 7 days. Right? And if you look at it, the universe was created in 7 days. And if you remember what you were taught in science class, for us to perceive this dimension, what is required is what is known as white light. Where there is absence of white light, then you cannot see, and we call that darkness. Now, the universe was made in 7 days, and it is 7 colors that make up white light. You remember that, right? Raw RGB, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So 7 colors represents white light, or 7 colors make up white light, and God took 7 days to make the earth, and 7 days also represents a week. That is a process, right? Now, if you also look at the fact that Yahshua, when Yahshua was here on earth, it is said that he had 12 disciples, right? There are 12 zodiac signs, right? And God, or the physical manifestation of God, which was Yahshua, I'm not sure if I should call him God because he was with God, because John tells you that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word took on flesh and blood. So he is separate from God. He's God's son, which leads me to another point. If Yahshua is the Son of God and the light of the world. Doesn't that remind you of the one sun in the sky, which is also the light of the world? Another number, 1, which inevitably leads me to what is known as angel numbers. There is a song on the Prophetic Poetry album by Anthem Greatness that is called Angel Numbers. Now, angel numbers are basically numbers that appear in a sequence that has a higher meaning, and it is said that these numbers are messages from your spirit guides or your ancestors or angels, for those who want something more conventional, giving you a message that you need to know at a specific point in your journey. In 2020, I was living in Old Harbour and I was teaching at Old Harbour High School, and I kept on seeing these numbers. This was the first time I experienced angel numbers. I would be looking at the phone, it's 11:11. I woke up, it's 4:44. I checked the time, it's 5:55. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm just leaving school, I check the time, 3:33. I pay a bill on the receipt, or I buy something on the receipts, I see 777. And I'm like, this is crazy. So I had a friend at that point. We used to go to college together. Her name is Olivia. Big up yourself, Olivia. Big up yourself, Duba. And I messaged Olivia and I was like, what do you think of this? I keep seeing these numbers. And she's like, you've never heard of angel numbers? And I'm like, no. And she sent me, I think it was a JPEG, a picture, with the meanings of these numbers. And this is when I, went into this kind of stuff, and I start looking into it. Like, all of these numbers has a meaning. Like 111 or 1111 is a meaning. It means that the universe is open to suggestions, or God is open to suggestions, because the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. So the universe is God and God is the universe. So it is saying that the universe or God is open to suggestions. So when you see 1111, this is when a person usually makes a wish. 111111. Make a wish, manifest wealth, health, and happiness. Get a life that's nice, prosperous, and long. I'm just quoting the song, angel numbers. 2. When you see 222 or 2222, then that means that what does 2 mean again? It means there's an unseen being on your team helping to make your dream come true. So there is some force you're not aware of that's helping you whenever you see 2. Whenever you see 3s, 333 or 3333, then that means that you're at the right place at the right time and you need to shine. You need to show your greatness. Whenever you see 4, it means that it's an important part of your foundational development towards whatever you're doing. This is the time to ask for help if you need help, or generally just set some strong foundation. 555 or 4 5s means that a change is coming, and you should be positive because it's usually a good change. 666, contrary to popular belief, has nothing to do with Lucifer or any devil. It's just a matter of interpretation, and it's saying you should think about life positively, and whatever you are going through, interpret it as a blessing and something that will lift you higher. 777 means cash, money is coming. 888 means your ancestors are protecting you, helping you, and watching over you. 8 is the infinity number, as you may already know, so it refers to ancestors who are on the other dimension assisting you, are angels, because based on your belief system you may not want to think about ancestors. Some believers of Christ thinks ancestors are devil or demon. Thinking about ancestors is demon worshipping, but not going to go into that now. So 8 refers to the help of ancestors or angels in the other dimension. 9, when you see 999, and this was one that really prove that angel numbers is real for me. There's a studio that I recorded, you know. I'm not sure if he wants this to be public, but at one point I was recording at this studio for a while, and at a certain time I went to this studio and I saw 999. I'm like, whoa. And what 9 means when it appears in 3s or 4s is that a stage or a phase in which you were is now coming to an end. New beginnings. Something different is gonna come. And it so happens that the studio was relocated. You know, we had to leave that area. So that's real. So yeah, that's it. I think that's it. You know, there's one about 0, but you look up that one yourself. Alright. So basically numbers offer the ability to look deeper into the truth of life. You know, numbers reveal a lot that words can't. You know, the numbers 3, 6 and 9 are very powerful numbers. 9, if you divide 9 by 2, inevitably you will get 4.5. If you add 4 and 5, you will get 9. If you times 9 by 2, you will get 18. If you add 1 plus 8, that's 9. And if you keep going down or up, it's the same result. If you divide the 4.5 by 2, then you'll get 2.25. I think so, right? Yeah. And 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. If you times that 18 by 2, you get 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. You know, and we could go on and on and on and go into the Fibonacci sequence and all of that, but I'm just saying this is just to encourage you to look a little bit deeper into numbers, mathematics, because this is the foundation of a lot of what we call science and technology, you know, chemicals. And we as young Africans need to encourage the development. Marcus Garvey spoke about developing the industries of science and technology, you know, among, you know, Africans. So we need to get more into numerology, science, all of the sciences. We need to culture innovation, you know, we need to culture the new ideas, you know, visionary ideas, and we need to embrace new ideas. I realize that we are a part of a generation where we are afraid of new ideas. I see visionaries come and are killed because their ideas may compromise, the industries of, you know, these capitalists. However, we need to embrace new ideas, because if we are not embracing new ideas, then we will be, you know, always in this place where some of us are obscenely rich and some of us are obscenely poor. And it is time for us to evolve out of this situation, because there is much more than enough to go around for everyone. There is much more than enough space in the sky for every bird to fly. And how can you be at peace if you are very comfortable, overly comfortable? Not even, I don't even think comfortable is the word, but you know, you want of nothing, but you know, a man not very far from you cannot find anything. I mean, doesn't seem balanced at all, you know, until all of us are alright. None of us are alright. You know, this has been Red Pills for the Matrix. Thank you for checking in. Goodbye.